My name is Martin Stenzig. I'm the president for Western North America. SAP is always looking for good partners, and Vesta is the premier partner in the SAP space for enterprise asset management. Enterprise asset management for us is way more than just plant maintenance. It starts from the design of the assets, from the planning as to what assets you really want to build or construct, all the way through the tactical operation scheduling. As such, we're focusing in the oil and gas space on upstream, midstream, and downstream. So we're working with customers on the oil field gathering side. We're optimizing transmission pipelines. On the downstream side, we're talking about shutdowns, planning and scheduling with downstream refineries.
My name is Stuart Querns, and I am Vesta Partners Global Oil and Gas Business Development Lead. And I think in that comment, I say up front that the first thing is really what we're looking for, and Martin alluded to it, is the complete solution, which includes the full life cycle for EM. One of the primary areas we get involved in is around the planning and scheduling side. And I guess typically what we're seeing in industries is this disparate type integration. So a lot of the information would be held in maintenance systems and CMMS systems. Other information would be held in the procurement and supply chain systems, and then you have other information for documentation, etc. So there's a really fragmented architecture, and as such, that information is fundamental to doing effective planning and scheduling. So like I said, the objective that we're driving or striving for is this harmonised, integrated solution with an SAP footprint in terms of the core data, but an optimised and best-of-breed solution on the planning and scheduling side, seamlessly integrated to reduce and remove all that integration risk, and that's the target. But like I said, that we see in the industry the challenges around integration is probably the primary one.
So what we have is in SAP we have two modules that are usually making up the shutdown and planning and scheduling. We have the project system module that sometimes captures the capital expansions in the project system, networks and activities, and it's a lot of SAP terminology. We have the plant maintenance activities, so the work management functionality in the plant maintenance module. What we're trying to do is we're trying to tightly integrate that with Safran on the scheduling side in order to exchange the information timely at the end of each shift, so that the shutdown and turnaround is not actually updated after the fact, but real time throughout the duration of the shutdown. So that gives us visibility. It allows the executives to actually act rather than react, and those are the important pieces that we see.
No, absolutely. I think the key thing is to understand where the information is mastered. So there's a lot of emphasis placed on understanding the initial planning phase. Absolutely, it's really about which project should you be doing, and aligns with your business strategy. So the project selection, moving through into the structure of the project, which, as Martin says, is in the PS area, and then work packaging, which is understanding the nature of the work you're going to execute and how you're going to integrate that into the project itself. At that point in time, when you've founded a project as such, then the integrator is the mechanism by which we would seamlessly push the information across to the planning and scheduling tool, Safran, and that's an interactive two-way process. So it goes through the iterative process. But I think it's understanding and sequence of how a project starts and how it progresses through its life cycle. And the objective, as I said in my first comments, is to do that in a cohesive and seamless way.
They're usually trying to get the best-of-breed scheduling tool integrated with the best-of-breed work management and cost tool, and for years it has been a challenge. So where Safran comes in and the integration with SAP is to combine all of that in one tool, and then allow Safran to do the risk analysis. We've been lacking that for years. Now we finally have a tool that can help you with that.
The quality of information, as you said, the cost, the schedule, the resources, the materials is now available in SAP and is pushed across in a very structured fashion into Safran. That enables Safran to deploy and exploit the tool sets in there, so particularly around things like risk analysis, optimistic or pessimistic either way. What's the impact on materials if there's a high risk of this material coming later, whatever, what's the impact on the schedule or cost variance. So it really opens up the ability for organisations to be proactive around planning and scheduling rather than be reactive about lack of materials. So where's the risk going to be and what can I do to mitigate that, and then drive a successful outcome without an increase in schedule, for example. So I think the tool set is now opening up the ability for projects to be executed on time, on schedule, and reduce the risk of late delivery.
In addition to all the business values that we're seeing in the integration between Safran and SAP, it's an IT business benefit as well, because by Safran building their products now on top of the HANA platform, it allows SAP customers to use one standardized platform rather than having to use various databases which they have to support through their IT organization. So clearly, for SAP customers and for SAP itself, Safran is a great partner to have because they're using and acknowledging the latest technologies SAP comes up with, which makes it much easier for the IT organization to support their whole environment.
You know, there's the efficiencies in using the tool because it's a more integrated tool, so you reduce the effort from planning and scheduling or just work packaging point of view in terms of the integration. So that's one efficiency. The other efficiency you suggest, which is, you know, typically what we would see is as you say, there's one change on the plan, and that pushes everything downstream from that out, and then there's an effort up front to realign the plan against all the subsequent downstream activities. So, you know, as you quite rightly say, the solution that is delivered through Safran removes that effort, removes that overhead, and therefore the overall total cost of ownership from a solution point of view is reduced and off the bottom line. So, fantastic benefit. But in combination with all the other advantages around integration, around the removal of disparate systems, I think overall it can deliver really significant financial value by deploying this solution. I mean, the last thing you want to do is effectively push what is inaccurate and incorrect data back into the source system in SAP. That's the last thing you want to do. So there's an overhead in saying, okay, at what point in time are you confident you're going to interact with SAP? So yeah, it introduces risk and it introduces overhead.